Welcome back to my channel. It's Milana here. I'm gonna share something life-changing with you. Okay, this is a manifestation practice that will literally change your entire life. And I say this, use it with caution because it is that powerful. Yes, when I first used this practice, it wreaked havoc on my life in both a positive and a little bit of a negative way too. Because what I wrote down, what I did with this practice came true. Probably 80%, maybe even more of the things I put on into this practice came true. And I'm not holding anything back. I'm not gatekeeping this. I'm going to share exactly how to get everything that you want using this insane manifestation practice. Okay, so this is a practice I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's not something he talks about in his books or even talks about. He mentioned it once briefly when he was I don't know, giving a talk or somewhere in some meeting I was in that he was in. Or maybe, I don't know exactly how I heard it from him, but I know it came from him. He said, the way you do this practice is you write down a list of 33 things that you desire to happen, that you want to happen. And then every day you read it out loud 3 times in a row, 3 times a day. Now, I did not have the patience nor the time for that. So what I did was I made my list of 33 things, and then I would do my best to read it once, maybe twice a day. I would try to read it first thing when I wake up and then last thing before I'd go to sleep. And it still freaking worked, okay? So one of the things I put on there was that I can see the ocean from my bed. And last week I moved into this new house. There's my bed, there's Koa. It's not all set up yet, but look at that. Would you look at that? That's the ocean. My window's dirty. I need to clean it. And it's a little bit of a gray day, but I can see the ocean from my bed. That is something that I put on my list that I was like, okay, that's a bit of a stretch, Milana. You're probably, my logical mind was like, okay, that's probably not going to happen until I'm significantly older. But here we are. The list works. It's magical. It is witchcraft. It works. Another one of the things I put on there was that I make passive income. At the time, I wasn't making any passive income. I didn't even have extra money to put in investments or anything. But now I make passive income in the stock market. And I actually have a course about it because I've been investing and I've been making a lot of money from it. And it's a really simple, easy strategy. So actually, if you want, you probably just manifested an avenue for making passive income. Check the link in the description below to grab it while it's 90% off. Another thing that I manifested was the number I have in my bank account. It's way higher than how much money I had when I wrote this list, but now I have more than that amount of money. And this was only a year and a half ago or so that I made this list. Another thing I put was that I work with Dr. Joe Dispenza on big projects that change the world. A few months later, I'm watching the movie premiere of his film Source, and I'm in the movie. It's just 3 seconds, maybe 2 seconds, a little B-roll shot of me and my friends on the beach in a bikini, probably the only bikini shot in the whole movie, but that's me and my friends. Yep, we're bikini models in a movie. But I'm in Dr. Joe's film. That definitely came from that list. You can't explain this stuff. You can't explain it. One of the things I wrote on there was that I went horseback riding in Scotland, and also that I go horseback riding regularly. Since then, I've gotten into horseback riding. I got injured a week ago. Got run into a fence, then fell. But luckily, I've been healing really fast because I've been manifesting a very quick healing and recovery. But last summer, I went horseback riding in Scotland, which was epic. And I go horseback riding all the time. And actually, the views where I ride, I'm frequently like, I feel like I'm in Scotland right now. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't even have a desire to go back to Europe for those like crazy trail rides, because I'm like, one of the places I ride now, it looks like that. I have it. It's close to my home. My social media has grown a ton, and I make my money off of social media. I also put in there that I quit my job and work for myself full time, and that I only work a few hours a week. That is my life now. I also put in there that I go to Hawaii often. I think I've been to Hawaii 4 times this year already. It's barely the beginning of June. I was supposed to be there this week, but then I had my horseback riding accident and I literally couldn't walk and had all these open wounds. So I had to cancel my Hawaii trip, but I was like, wait, I'm going to Hawaii like once a month these days. That is what I had put on my list a while ago. And it ends up happening. By the way, I don't even do this anymore. Like, I was reading my list every day probably for like a month or two, and then I was like, all these other things started happening that were crazy. Like, I was getting a work opportunity to work with this super cool company, and I started doing work with them, and then it was just kind of like, it was not what I wanted, but I was like, A, I manifested this specific opportunity. B, it's not what I want. C, I was like, this is making my life too crazy. I was like traveling to foreign countries for this opportunity, and it was taking a ton of my time, and it just wasn't aligned. So I was like, I'm gonna pause on reading my list every day, because like, I need to like live my life, not be like, you know, flying around the world doing these adventures that this freaking Jumanji list is having me do. Oh, I also put in there that I healed my acne. Acne free. I have no skin makeup on right now. None. Just like some lip gloss and mascara. Acne free, baby. Thank you very much. I put in so many things that like probably 80% or more of them have come true. They've happened. So I highly recommend, if you're feeling stuck and if you're feeling like your life just hasn't been changing, you haven't been getting what you want, write the list. Write a list of 33 things that you want to happen. Stretch, okay? I never thought I'd be sleeping in bed, waking up to an ocean view from my bed. I never thought I'd be in Dr. Joe's movie. I never thought I'd be traveling around the world working with these cool people on projects. I never thought I'd be going to Hawaii every month. Never thought I'd have passive income, which you can learn how to do by grabbing my investing course in the description below. Like, these things are insane. So we're always creating our reality. It's just a matter of like, are you being intentional about it or not? So make sure you do this practice tonight. Do it today before the end of the day, and watch your life change, and come back to this video. And as these things start happening, comment below the things that are happening, because I want to know. This is my viral manifestation method, okay? And I know it's going to work for you. So enjoy it, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you at my next video.